Hey y'all, I just wanted to get on here real quick and just share something that was on my heart. Um, so God has been really dealing with me in this season of my life with everything, every area of my life. He is in it, like all in it. Like I feel like I feel like I'm the garden and he's the gardener and he's just digging up the roots. This pot right here, this flower right here, this just digging it up. And it's not easy. And I guess easy is like relative. I guess maybe I should say it's necessary. Um, and I just wanted to get on here to share with you all. And I've been doing this a lot, sharing with you all things that I'm experiencing or things that God is saying to me or things that are on my heart. Just because I want people who maybe even in this season as well, or who are trying to figure things out in the will and the the ways that God would like us to do things. And I was talking with someone and we were talking about the word righteousness and how people get so uncomfortable about that word when all of that word really means is the way, the will of God, the right way that God would like it to be done. And I guess not the right way, but just the way of the Lord, period. And but I mean, the word is synonymous. So I mean, using the word righteousness, like if that makes you uncomfortable, then to me there are some things that individually you need to work on with God. Because I mean, or shoot for the stars yourself. Go look up, what does righteousness mean, and it will blatantly tell you, very generally speaking, the will of God, the way of the Lord, period. So but that's not what I got on here for, although it does have to do with things dealing with the Lord. But what I wanted to get on here about is this other thing. So I've been saved for a while. I didn't grow up in the church. I wasn't someone who had, my grandmother on my dad's side, she was in church. She was a woman of God. And, when we used to go over her house, she would be speaking in tongues and, we would be laughing and like, oh my gosh, she's crazy. Like, what is that? We're young. We're like 12 and 9 and 13, or even younger than that. And we didn't know. But as I matured and I am who I am now, I'm like, wow, like she was protecting us. She was praying over us. Like she was speaking into our lives. She was protecting us from so many things. Like I don't know what her prayers were, but I thank God for them. Now as an adult and I'm mature and have a relationship with God, and now understanding what she was doing, now I'm like, wow, I'm so glad that I had her do that at my young, age, where I had no idea what she was doing. But I got on here because, you know, one of the things that the Lord had been dealing with me with is, you know, me, like I said, I've been saved for a while and didn't grow up in the church, and, went to my first ministry that I was a part of, that I was officially a part of. I want to say maybe around 2003 ish, when I first moved to the DC metro area. And I was still like kind of in and out, in and out. And then I want to say maybe around 2004, 5 ish, I really started like, because of the teaching, because of, what the Lord was drawing me. And I mean, I didn't know that that was what he was doing, but I was finding my place. I was like, wow, I was maturing. And don't get me wrong, I was still, kind of not really, still doing a little bit of me, but I was learning about the will of God. And of course, I did get a little sidetracked. Um, you would think that I would have stayed on course, but I guess when you don't when you're not consistently around people, because that church relationship had ended, and not because I ended it, because the church had ended. And after that, it was kind of like we were orphans, just all bouncing around trying to find our way. And that was rough. That was rough for me because it was like, wow, what I was getting at that ministry, it was just kind of like, wow, it was kind of like I needed them at the time. So just fumbling through my way. And even now, in the season that I'm going through, which is why I got on here, I always keep saying, I need a mentor, I need mentorship, or I need a covering, or I need, not to say that we don't need community. And I keep going, flipping back and forth about this whole covering thing because, and the Lord will deal with me, but I keep flipping back and forth with this covering thing because I feel like with this whole covering thing, to me it has been used as like manipulation sometime. And I know we should not look at things in an ugly perspective, but I kind of struggle with it a little bit, and that's just somewhere that I am right now, and the Lord will deal with me with it because I feel like now, growing in my relationship with God, how can this human being, do the things that God is supposed to do for me as a covering? And again, like I said, that's where I am right now, and the Lord will deal with me as I grow further and understanding of that and how I feel about it and what has shaped my view or perspective of that. Again, like I said, I do not believe that you do not need somebody that you need to be accountable to, because you do. You do need community. And to me, what my struggle was, like even when I got back from overseas in 2019 and I started going to this ministry for a short time, it was like church as usual to me. And when I say that, it was like church culture.